Hello there, good afternoon. My name is Baba Tando and a very happy new year to you. Let's get straight to our sports stories. And the Ghana Football Association and coach of the Black Stars, Avram Grant, have been interacting with the press on the team's preparations for this year's AFCON tournament in Gabon. Top on the agenda has been a delay in naming a final squad for the Gabon assignment. There's a team of Joy Sports colleagues there at the Ghana Football Association's headquarters, and they are joining me right now. Hello, Gary. Good afternoon to you and the rest of the team.
Hello, Baba. Good afternoon. She says hello.
Hi.
All right, so guys, tell me, what has Avram Grant and the GFA, what have they been telling the media about the reason for the delay in naming a final squad for Gabon?
Well, thanks for having us. Happy New Year to everybody as well. Avram Grant, well, the reason for the delay, I didn't think he offered any really cogent explanation. He just went about the business. I mean, what he said was, or what Kwesi Nyantakyi said was that the deadline for naming the squad is the 4th of January. Today is what, the 2nd of January, and so they are well within their time to be able to do that. It's a 26-man squad that's been named. They'll be heading to the United Arab Emirates. We'll go through the details of that itinerary shortly. And then on midnight of the 4th, the 23-man squad will be named. So I was here together with my colleagues, George to my left, to your right, and to your left and to my right, Benedict and Kweku Ahin.
Okay,
Hi,
Gary.
guys. Right,
Yeah.
so
Gary,
where do we begin?
Can you make Benedict actually take this question? What has Avram Grant been saying about his future?
Right, what has Avram Grant been saying about his future? And that question is for Benedict.
Yeah, sure.
Well, obviously, Avram Grant today had to tell us the squad that was taken to the tournament, and in terms of his future, that did not really come up. It was a gentleman that asked the question that if he was going to stay, and that question did not go to Avram Grant, rather went to the management of the team. Avram Grant obviously didn't say anything about his future today. All he came to tell us was the number of players, which he himself did not even give us the list. It was Ibrahim Sanida who did that, and after, he just took time to answer the questions that the journalist told him. So in terms of his future, Avram Grant did not mention anything about his future today.
Yeah, he didn't. He just said that he loves Ghana, he loves it here, he wants to do well in the AFCON.
Oh, and we've heard that
we will
time and
speak
again,
after
Gary,
the AFCON.
I'm
That's
sure.
what he said.
We've heard that time and again about him loving Ghana. Okay, now maybe Kweku Ahin can take this question. Apart from his future, which he didn't really say anything about, what other issues did he raise, or did the public, the media actually raise for him to respond to? I'm talking about Avram Grant.
Okay, so Kweku, Baba wants to know what you thought of the questions that were asked Avram Grant and his responses to them.
No, it was typical from Ghanaians. They wanted to know why one certain player A or player B was not around. It was obvious that Latif Blessing's name would be mentioned, especially the local players. But he took it as usual. He's an experienced gaffer. He's faced the British press, so facing the Ghanaian press was just I'm not demeaning what we are doing here, but yeah, but he was used. He was calm. He was very composed, and he answered very well to my admiration.
Right.
Okay.
So, Baba, that's the answer from Kweku on that.
Okay,
and then what's for George?
George, he should be telling me what Avram Grant says his target, not the target set for him by the GFA, but as coach of the Black Stars, what is his target for the AFCON?
What is Avram Grant saying about his target for the AFCON, not what the GFA has imposed upon him?
Well, I think you put a beautiful question to him, Gary, when you asked him, what would you term as a failure? Well, and I have to say, he beautifully ran away from most of the questions that were asked anyway. He said he doesn't want to even talk about the word failure because he's concentrating on success, and he wants to go to the AFCON and ensure that the Black Stars do it. So he wouldn't even tell us if there was any target, but we know from all this while that it's all about go and win the 2017 Africa Cup of Nations, and I think that is registered, somewhere on the skull of Avram Grant. But he really didn't want to be teased into answering any questions, and I know where you wanted to push him to, if we don't win, if we in the semi-final, what does it really mean and all. He was smart.
He was smart, Baba.
All right, Gary, I mean, how the media feel, or how was their, their general demeanor to all the responses that was, or that were given to them by Avram Grant to their questions? Were they impressed?
Well,
I'm talking about the media. Were they
10 years
impressed
or
or not?
so, yeah, that's what I'm coming to. I mean, in the last 10 years of witnessing squad namings here, this is one of the tamest I've seen. It was civil, to put it mildly. I mean, one of the most contentious and one of the ones that will go down in history as the worst ones that we've ever seen was the one that involved Goran Stefanovic, Plavi. It was all-out war. The media came to maim him, and he went bruised. So it was a pretty civil affair. Avram Grant comes in. Ibrahim Sani introduces the topic of the day, or what they are here to do. And, well, instead of Avram Grant naming the squad himself, Ibrahim Sani went through the 26 men. And then afterward, questions were leveled at Avram Grant. He took them well. As we've known, he's been very, very adept at answering questions. So generally, I think that the media they just came to hear the squad and had a couple of questions, and they were answered really. But if I could take a couple of other questions from my colleagues here. Benedict, general outlook, you heavily, more than any of us here, were close to the FA in the build-up, and you were our guy when it comes to the filler about who were not making it. Largely, you got it right. I think about 99% of what you predicted came. What? Yeah, his report this morning, even on Joy FM, was up. I think he got 99.9%. So, congrats to you.
Well, the thing is, if you follow the team and you observe their training sessions and everything that they do, you're able to tell which player will make the squad or which player will not make the squad, especially what they are doing at their club level. If a player is not playing week in, week out, and he consistently gets a call up to the Black Stars, and you have an emerging player who is in Austria scoring week in, week out, after 20 games, the person manages to score 18 goals, then, I mean, it will not be sane not to put such a player in the squad. And that explains why I said, and I noted clearly, that somebody like Rafael Jamna, there was no way Rafael Jamna was not going to make the squad. You look at Samuel Tete, plays in the same league with Rafael Jamna, he scores. But Rafael, 20 games, has scored 18 goals. Who on the street would you go and tell that, oh, this guy scored 8 in 20 games, this guy scored 18 in 20 games, and you call the one that scored 8 and you not call the one that scored 18. So only will make sense on the part of Avram Grant to call such a player. You can make mention of Bernard Tekpete. Tekpete at Schalke for recently made his Bundesliga debut. It tells you that the young man is doing something very good at the club. That's why he got the opportunity to play for Schalke 04. So for a player to be, of that nature to be invited in the team to train with them, you only will get to know that, yes, he will be in the squad. Look at Ebenezer Ofori, where he plays his club football, AIK. He won the best player of the season for the club, as well as the best foreign player in that league. And such a player, the fine form, and after training here in Ghana for 3 weeks, 3 days, where almost all the fans that went to the St. Thomas Aquinas Park to witness their training session, almost everybody was talking about Ebenezer Ofori. And there is no way you can overlook such a player. So for me, looking at their training sessions and also looking at how well some of them have played at their club level, that's why I came to that conclusion that Avram Grant was going to call some of these players.
Okay, so we're out of time. We've just been told by the producers that that's it. Baba, if you will take it over, that's the sport for now.
Smith,
Kweku
very
Ahim
much,
to
George.
my extreme
Thank
right.
you
Thank you
very
very
much,
much. And also Benedict and
Kweku
George.
Ahim.
Baba, over to you.
Okay, thank you very much, guys, from the headquarters of the Ghana Football Association, where the GFA and Black Stars coach Avram Grant have been deliberating or interacting with the press on, preparations for the 2017 AFCON tournament coming up in Gabon. And that'll be it for your sport. There's more on the sports page of myjoyonline.com. Alternatively, you can log on to Twitter, Joy Sports GH, and on Facebook, we're there as Joy Sports. My name is Baba Tando. Good afternoon.